What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today we're going to look to try and improve this abysmal one-day, career so far. Only 3 matches, 14 runs, compared to Dave Warner, 42 matches, 1,300 runs with an average of 31. So we're playing against India, and this is probably one of the biggest grudge matches going around when it comes to cricket. The Australian fans and the Indian fans just do not seem to get along whatsoever, and that's a very risky shot to go and get off the mark there for one. Cutting it away or guiding it away when it's on the stumps like that, on middle stump, could have easily gone wrong for us, but we do manage to go and get off the mark, one off one, just like that there. Last night there were some T20 qualifier games that were played. Dave Warner, 6 first ball, just like that. Some T20 qualifier games that were played. That's a nice shot as well. That's going to beat the fielder and go for 4. So great start this from Australia so far. But both games finished up with wins by 14 runs to both teams. So Afghanistan beat... Who did Afghanistan beat? Afghanistan beat Scotland, obviously by 14 runs. And I think Zimbabwe beat Hong Kong by 14 runs as well. And, yeah, the qualifiers aren't really the biggest of concerns to me. I'm not really too fussed by them. But it is cool to watch, I guess, teams like that, players obviously that wouldn't normally get a run or wouldn't get a go in the main draw do still get their opportunity to go and play. Obviously, there is one... Well, he's not a New Zealander, he's obviously a Hong Kong player because he is playing for Hong Kong. But Mark Chapman, who plays he plays in our domestic competition for Auckland, and he seems to be a fairly decent player as well. So I'm kind of rooting on Hong Kong, hoping that they can somehow go and get to the main draw. But it is going to be quite hard, obviously, with the quality of teams and the quality of players, the other ones that are in there. So that, again, is just going to be one. We just don't seem to have our timing today really going for us at the moment. But what I would like to see probably done with the T20 World Cup, because I think T20 is probably the way to, get these associate nations, or not full member nations, really get them in. That's another risky guide that has, again, just gone for one. To get these associate nations and not these full member teams to really go and, I guess, play a little bit more and play against good quality opposition. I think that has to be done in T20s, and I think there needs to be a lot more, of these lesser teams, these islands, these Afghanistans, Hong Kongs, obviously playing against each other, but playing against full member sides as well more often. Maybe just in T20 series, maybe at like a neutral venue or something like that. But I think it needs to be done in order for those associate nations to grow. I'm just going to not take a run there. But for them to grow and obviously get better, I mean, we've seen Ireland, over the past 4 to 6 to 8 years have really gone and developed. Obviously, they just missed out on the quarterfinals of the World Cup last time around. That, again, is a very late guide that is going to go and pick us up one. Bangladesh is another one. Obviously, you go back 5, even 10 years, Bangladesh was considered a minnow. Easy beats. Now they've gone and made the Asia Cup final. Lost to India, obviously, a couple of days ago. But it's one of those things where I think, Bangladesh now is a good enough side. I think they should get automatic passage into the main draw. I think they are a good enough side that they do deserve not to go through qualifying. Obviously, they're not an associate nation. Same as Zimbabwe. I think Zimbabwe should be in there just like that. Possibly have... I don't know how they could do it. They've done it in the past where I think they had... maybe it was 12 teams. But, I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't do... similar to what they do in the World Cup and have 16 teams. Obviously, they don't do that anymore, but used to have 16 teams. Pools of 8 maybe, or even pools of 4, I think would work for the T20 World Cup. Obviously, that allows you to go and bring in 6 associate nations that are going to get, probably not going to make it through to the next round, but they are going to get 3 games against, obviously, not necessarily full membered associations, but they are going to get 3 games against, top tier nations, shall we say. And I think that's going to be really beneficial for the likes of, Hong Kong, the islands who are almost there, Afghanistan who are almost there. I think they broke into the top 10 in the T20 rankings not too long ago. As I said, Hong Kong, just countries like that. It is going to be really beneficial for them more than anything. We're going to take a cheeky 2 here. Good running. This is a great start. Great partnership between myself and Dave Warner. You'd think we're playing in a T20, but we're not. we are just going and nudging it around. So that personally is my thoughts. You know, even the World Cup, they're thinking about making that obviously smaller. Oh, that's a nice wee stop there from Suresh Raina. Yeah, think about making the World Cup just a 10-team competition, and that caused quite a bit of upheaval, especially by Ireland, because they were kind of like, well, what's the point in us playing? We're not going to be able to go and make it to the World Cup, and that's kind of what we aspire to do. And we've actually gone and lost a wicket. Here's another one. Is that going to be cut off by that man again? India have obviously been watching and have been scouting and know what we do. They know that we love to play that guide shot. And just like that, they've gone and put a man there and just plugged it. So instead we'll just go down the ground. If you're going to have both your fielders up and you're going to bowl it full, I'm going down the ground. That's where I go. So I guess that's all about, obviously, the T20 World Cup. I think the main draw starts in about a week, roughly a week. So that'd be interesting to see what happens there. It'll be interesting to see who does get out of qualifying. I mean, the qualifying tournament probably is quite enjoyable to watch because a lot of those teams that are in those groups are very even, like anyone can go and make it through. Obviously, I think in the last T20 World Cup, the Netherlands went and made it through. I think they had an absolute... I think it was a stunning last game, absolutely smashed it in the last game, and somehow managed to go and get through to the main draw. But I mean, you know, sides like that, I think even the Dutch have got good quality players. Obviously, Tendulkar, I think, has retired from international cricket. If you think of the other side with him and some of the other stars that they have in there, obviously there's a lot of players who play county cricket. I think there's a few Australians as well. And that may be out LBW, just playing around a straight one, and it is. So there goes the finger. And just like that, no point reviewing it, Shane. Shane Watson probably did tell me to review it, but that is pretty plumb. Just played around a straight one, didn't turn, and didn't get any bat on ball. So that is the end of our batting innings. It is going to increase our average a little bit, take it up from 4 that it was previously. And now that we do have time, we will simulate through to the end of the game, see what Australia make. And Shane Watson made 100. Holy crap. I think Shane Watson is actually coming back. I think he's back in the side for the next T20 International against South Africa, possibly. This is going to be a close game. I don't even know what Australia scored in the end. I don't even know what we scored. We may have got the win. We may have somehow... Oh, we have Big Mitchell Johnson, who I think made his return to club cricket on the weekend and took 3 for in 10 overs. Shane Watson getting up, man of the match. We win by 30 runs. The Australians will be happy about that. They just didn't really get anyone going. Yuvraj Singh got going, and so did Raina, but nobody else. So that will be a bit of a disappointment for the Indians. But anyway, guys, we make it onto the top batting list as well with 31. That's pretty abysmal, but that's alright. We'll take it. Anyway, guys, do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter links. That can be found down below in the description. Hope you're having a good week so far. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I've got some more Rory McIlroy PGA Tour golf coming your guys' way. Make sure you do not miss that.